kibaru moƴƴo hari hida andi pay kun duuɓi joyi ha yeeso no wawi ƴettude ndu pikiru coronavirus haraw yoɓali hay fuyi hihi pay kun duuɓi joyi ha duuɓi 11 no wawi ƴettude ndu pikiru coronavirus haray nodde Washington West African Center ɓe waway o wallude ha payko mon kumpiko hara ko yoɓali hay fuy
groupe fulaji bo no salmina on no waɗande on ɗo message ɗi coronavirus mais salmini on ɗo e nder duniya aduna Allah on fof
haray ɓe wawi men noddude e 253 235 2132 ma noddamen e 404 593 6215 ha joni ɗa wawi men noddude e 425 248 0810
waɗe vaccine on ko ɗum ɓurata e wallude e ɓalli men ɗin wona e nafoore molanade e aduna Allah on fof par ce que wari yimɓe ɓen ɓettini yimɓe ɓen paykum e mawɗo
Assalamu alaikum mbokay te tamit ñoo leen fi delu waat rek lii di Birr Gambia Show bi ngeen di am fii bés bu nekk tey nag ñu fi nekk Sirif Konte la ak Lamin Cissé suma édito bi tey moom laa fi indi nag comme nuñ leen ko dee defal rek bés bu nekk ñu ñëw fii from Monday to Thursday indi leen topics yoo xamante ne dañ important very interesting topics yoo xamante ne Gambian yi bugga nañ ci xam dara Gambians are interested to know those kind of topics whether inside the country here or outside so today we'll be here. The topic we bring for you guys here is Honorable-Halifa Slah's resignation from active politics. Para ma dem si kanam rek ma bàyyi leen ak Lamin Cissé mu nuyu wante ak yéen rek Lamin
abarka baga Sirifu badi ngon ngal be kon don Gambian Talents TV to comme Sirif konte afa nyamen dom abula nyama Gambian Talents TV lam ni musolat mi alon ko comme ka kali kabo tenal lung na kadabula arjimo kam ka ko wol nata le milalon ko wolle be kerim banko kan milalon ko wolle be dendi hada madilla balu wala milalon ko nata gambe banko kan jibe comme afa nyamen dom bi be men kacala wala na kaca damu mendi wala Honorable-Halifa Sllah comme afa nyamen ngajele afuntita wala kibarol fundira social media ka itandi ko aparetale ka fu mole bye wala ka sarodi Gambia ding na ni nata na politiko karola wala doron ka bye odi ka itandi molla ko nyin temelo sa fana bikala backbencherati hanata man active in politiko kono back bodden coming active nyamen politiko kono that is before abu kala fenen me alon ka falina so natal don kawkol ning ta ka kacale pour ning ale ño so hakilo la me alon ko be den Halifa Sllah ni retirement wala from active political ring kon
abarka bake Lamin abarka bake hani kami so continue doron comme nga fo ñamin alialo ñamen Honorable-Halifa Sllah molem mi alon ko mo kumari mbalem Gambia la politiko kono andum molem mi alon ko asobe abatale Gambia la interest be ko kundinto akala fikalo wala kaje ko pour kaje ko wetama annu molem mi yalon ko fanan e Gambianul la hadama dingol la nyanto a tankale Halifa Gambianol mi yalon ko Lamin awuluta Gambia janne anatata kabring menta anatata America kata karang ka sociology londo ni ko sociology londo wolem hadama dingol ni la society kama nyamin hadama dingol la karang ani la society kama nyamin sabo kamala bira o londo sudo natana murunjang around 1970s ma bon kono kana murunjang pour kana gambenul makoy kam makoy development wala karola kam makoy political wala karola kam makoy wona nyola oto hani kabi mba tentula mba jela o kula doron barlamin hani kabi janim be jampala kadu nga yela molle pour isi la mirol fo Aning mul kumakalla ko mul bulu puri safo Halifa yemil ba tentula mil ba jaila kadu ngalo ne ko ani mo jamal le bulo dunyo bulani mo jamal le du ko ke intemola auto kamalam de lino yellale pour mol se kumandro ke ila miro munti ani lafta mem fola isafa ani kabi momo lafta ka pour ka kolke ka joining program auto se 7949214 kumandi 7949214 7949214 isa kumande pour ka join na program auto lamin 2016 ngajele bring president ya jame former president ya jame bira balanta pour ka ji ya win election wala baranta pour ka ji banko dunta nyoto banko kolea sembo warta mul silata bira balanta akate jila bari ngajele utembola mo jamal nata Halifa lo wotembola fon adun Halifa bijane bring jawara la jamano bad 2016 lem nsafo dindingol jamal ya long ko sabo kamala kumul mil ay stepsol melta ay stepsol melta pour ka jiko pour ka mol jisola ni lamin wotembola naka diamo akete ite kamuna fil wotembola
wala abarka ba ka sirifu coming ya fo nyamen dorom ndolo mudin nen lati na Gambia ko jibe because ni ajibe ndel sannamu bara ko kan ma minal ko le kering wala sannamu be political follow kan akata nyame bango kan ya fo nyame don 2016 wala follow de minal ko anda fanan nga active wala nga koros ibita kan bango kan nyame ni ajibe o tembola coming be alo nyame Halifa Sllah o tembo atla mo de minal ko active rim bage nina na kabanko dingul ta ke sabarindi ka itandi molla ko altenkum ko everything is under control so o tumola Halifa kada modi mian ko across ala mola asute bak banko kan janne nina na tiling nyimma fa na damian ko ka banko dingul ta ke sabarindi ka itandi la ko banko be is under control comme ya itan le don jani election o nyum fanka sita le men fo mo wala nyindi ko because mol ka folo ko carte fa we cannot get ya jambita bono banko kanjang ani through ballot box la so it come from during the campaign well just go and vote, then you go and sit down at your homes. So kera fendi me alon ko moli ela ko molni la moyle andum ko na ko nyaal fana mol na karto fay birim paro kera itara sila suwal kon yela moy ay ko ni buletol bul kera fendi me alon ko abral ba because ni mo wala ke fana modul se fundino le is na aggression fenge wala banko sna dung in a chaotic situation. So ni la ñu ko mol me alon ko mol ke la moy la kera ko fendi me alon ko akuma barra ube sotota no Halifa Sllah ko sabula kam because ay talla kaw ñu fundi mole wala be tare diolta o tembola abe kolan ba kala ni me jibe situation banko kam because membe fundi lam abe fundi la ka hani kara diamu radio bul do ka banko din ta ke diamu di kay tan dila ko al tenkun ko be tara tenkun din nga ko woni buleto bul do abe kala molti milan ko kilin nal mo jamate hanyina o tembola pour ye fundi eta ya fo bo si val kala because to mom be nga jele ni men ka fundi wala ka diamu man sakunda ni man sakunda ko mom fo ita buka so ko molla wala ita fana ke fan sun tafo nga jele men kala o mari nyol kan so Halifa kala mo milan ko ke kende abala tamandi gambe banko kanjang wo watu wala
wotem wala ngalo ne ntenite mboka diamu no
no
awanso ne alo ani kabi bari mobe buka mandin kango fono mobe ma moy falang this is your Birr Gambia show that comes your way on every Monday to Thursday. Like you all know, those that used to be around today, some of them are busy on other things, and as a result, we have an obligation to proceed with the Birr Gambia show that people enjoy, the Gambians enjoy from the country here to outside. Today, the topic we brought here is Honorable Halifa Slah's resignation from active politics. We all know Halifa Sllah. Since 2016, the impact, or before 2016, in fact, since 1980s, when Sadauda Kairaba Jawara was ruling this country, the impacts Halifa Sllah did were too much. We all know Halifa is a sociologist, somebody somebody who have a sociologist ideology, went on an education to United States. From there, he came back to the country here in the Gambia here to help people in politics, in terms of development, in terms of humanity. He is a great person, we can say. But before we go further, we would like to give you guys the numbers for you guys to call. Anybody who wants to contribute to this program can call and contribute your opinions. Your opinions are very important in this program. You can call this number 7949214 in 2016. We've seen how Halifa impacted. In 2016, we've seen how Halifa's impact on the politics of this country, in terms of giving people, in terms of educating the Gambians, the importance of taking a decision when President Yahya Jammeh refused to step down after being defeated with so many votes. Halifa was the spokesperson of the government by then. A lot of us were quiet. Some of us are quiet, and some even run away from this country. Some, as a result, some lost their life. But by then, like the way my colleague was here in Maninga, by then, talkers were not too much, and people run away from this country. And Halifa went on to educate Gambians the importance of taking decisions. Gambians should not be afraid when it comes to selecting their leader. After election has been already declared, and Yahya Jammeh has been declared, and somebody who's supposed to leave the office, President Barrow should take. Gambians already take the decision, but then it became very difficult. For us as the president ended up refusing to step down. So Halifa, at that moment, became the voice of all the Gambians, speaking for the Gambians and communicating to the wider world at large. So we thank him for that. When it comes to assembly, Lamin, still ngana maniga kawana rek nin nata assembly to tajele Halifa ka argument on golla no sabo la ka menke assembly to watu la ka siale bari fu musa fo no le ko mi ada unyo sabo li buka na faso.
All right, Sirifa, but before me now, I just want to go back to the 2016 presidential election. I'm coming here for Halifa he was the then mouthpiece of the coalition government, plus that's the 8 candidates, political parties. So Nina Rajibe Utumola, rumors here about it. So it's very important, information information about the Kadi Haramading it's very important. So Tembola Nung Halifa was very proactive in the disclosure of information because there are many fake news circulating around because they said the soldiers have already entered the country, things like that, the economic by then, so you had all sort of news that they are around the phonies, they are this, they are that, they are that. But then Halifa Sllah was very well communicating, giving us reliable information. So it's definitely important because coming because moral be ni ila jet fighter things like that. There these rockets are already in our airspaces. So moral be but the nina these words of peace melalonko Halifa bolla bondila ke janjandi mole banko kam waka ke fendi melalonko waka ke ba jamal lela ila tensiono nyintala. So Halifa la taro nyindanda kuma bar. So coming to the National Assembly or the Parliament ila agreement on melalonko kawla sorje. So Halifa la taro from it's very, very important because last time I remember when they were doing the proceedings of the draft constitution. So when they already did the proceedings and then Halifa was coming out, I was there and I asked him a question. So what was the fate of the Gambia now that the constitution has been thrust out of the Parliament? He said it's still left to the Gambians. For him before this draft constitution will even come out. Halifa what stance was let them amend, let them check the constitution, that's the 1997 constitution, and check some of the things that can be amended. Let them amend them instead of going in for a new constitution. So you can see, but then the majority of them were all in for the new constitution, that we want to also in a new republic. So more baby how did well a new republic, you know. So then Halifa la kumo man na kefendi mi alonko mol mama, but then Halifa mol mi alonko mol nyanda kela mo yala. Yes,
it was
very important, yeah. More margin on, because in that case, this is the amount of money me alonko you all spend for kanyin constitution that is the draft constitution bill, and like kefendi mi alonko it's not alive. One can say it's not, it's just dead. And now but then we can say it's still sleeping. It might come to life, but then it's still sleeping. So now that numole Halifa kumola moy, we can economize the money. That is going to be just amendment. We can always amend. Yes,
and then the money
will be used for another. Yes, another things. Yes, then Halifa, he's just.
What you are saying is very interesting, what you are saying is very balani dem si kanam rek comme ñëpp mënuñoo làkk soose ak English, so su ko defee suñu bokkee olof yi programme bi nag Birr Gambia Show la moo fi dee ñëw every Monday to Thursday. Tey nag topic buñ fi am moo nekk Honorable Halifa Sllah resignation am from active politics. ñun xam nañ ne Halifa lu mu def si politique si Gambia in terms of development, contributions yu mu def si wàllum teach nit ñi, jàngal nit ñi the importance of politics, luta politics important, luta jël decision important, and some of the decision yoo xamante ne dañ ko dee jël def dee against yeneen decision yi, waaye at the end of the day Gambia ni dañ ko dee against, waaye lan moo dee happen at the end of the day dañ dee mujjee gis dégâts bi comme kii nu mu ko waxee rek, comme kii nu mu ko waxee. Example boobu typical example boobu moo nekk draft constitution buñ kick on out of the parliament. Halifa was totally in against of that constitution. Mune before Gambians see them spend a lot of million try pour in the word Benin constitution. Why not constitution in 1997 constitution bi? Why not ñu jël ko amen ko génne fa loi yi nga xamante ne ñoo baaxuñ daal amuñ solo, ñu génne fa ñooñu ñu dugal fa loi yoo xamante ne important nañ. Why not ñu def loolu because gis nañ government bi President Adama Barrow di ñëw, a lot of people were claiming that the government amuñ xaalis, dara nekkut fa. Loolu lañ daan dégga moo nekkoon nit ñi loolu lañ doon wax always fu nekk xaalis nekkut fi, even government officials yi dara nekkut fi, xaalis nekkut fi. So before Gambians di spend a lot of million on trying to construct or come up with another constitution, why not ñu jël 1997 constitution bi ñu ameen ko def fa loi yoo xamante ne dañ baax yu oot si ñu génne leen ko fa. Waaye at that moment people were against Honorable Halifa Sllah because lan la nit ñi lu mu doon wax nit ñi ñu bari most of us ñu bari gisuñ ko. Waaye at the end of the day lan moo happen, we end up spending a lot of millions on that constitution, but lan moo happen, they kick it out of the assembly. Am na ñu doon wax ne sax copy and paste la constitution yi Gambia bi draft constitution bi copy and paste la from Kenya. Am na ñu ko doon wax fii. So at the end of the day the most interesting thing out of that constitution is bum ñëwee député yi dañ ko kick out of the assembly. So one ñu doon against Halifa amaatuñ lu ñëw because lan la lu mu doon wax ne xaalis bu ñu war a spend foofu noonu ñu spend ko si beneen development. We end up spending that money there. Xaalis bi dañ ko spend there. At the end of the day aim bi achieve wuñ ko, moo nekk constitution bi adoptuñ ko. So still now country bi mu ngi dem si ay a lot of jafe-jafe yu bari is because of constitution bi. Still now dañ war a liggéey si kawam, dañ war a make sure Lamin mbe bu topic doto hanika bi Halifa la resignation o kabo politiko to because Gambia I think until solata opposition lela mini alonko ibe preso la government kan pour kaje ko banko solata menna wala banko dingol solata menna masakunda make sure ay wolke nanata karangola karola nanata jata kenya ala karola nanata na pour ka kodo spend pour funding ke li karang funding la capacity ye bill and solo ta politician wala min bo sifa kala and Halifa most of all argument ol aka kijma de pour diningol and ka make sure ka mol ka development okay but silang people like Halifa ning Gambia fota wala la assembly kono itala miroto abe mun kusifa le kenola itala miroto lamin
akuma batale pour mole alongo nyama politician or coming and journalists all they are both doing a similar work because Najibe they are all there to shape the work of the government. That's the direction that the government is taking. Like if the government is trying to take this direction that is not proper, that the journalists will hold the government that hey this is not the way or this is not the right way. So it's a similar work that the oppositions also are doing. Because they are also doing the same thing. But then the only different thing there one might say is that the opposition they might have a stake in the government. That is, they are people who are with an interest. They have an interest in something. But then for journalists, we don't have that interest there. So that might be the only difference. So Nina na opposition la karo jibe. Especially Halifa Sllah ala taro Gambia banko kawala ala taro na National Assembly anim fanan in active politics akuma batan because Najibe there are certain bills melanko when they come into the National Assembly we don't have more people melanko they vote on this majority basis that the majority will always carry the vote. So Halifa object the bill. If the majority are always saying yes, it's always a problem to make any progress that is going to have a good impact on the life of the people. So akumabara we have more people like Halifa and they will not be always there to say yes. Anything that comes, they just stamp it and say yes. This because of what they have an interest in the government or they have a stake in it. So people of those kind of people ikumabara pour nyeso na National Assembly, that is Halifa. So we might have somebody to replace him, but abukole alabakel they will you see Halifa is somebody that is very constant. He has always been transmitting the same message, very 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 constant in whatsoever he is doing. We've seen a lot of politicians just a day difference. Today they will say this, tomorrow, next tomorrow they will say another thing different. So, but Halifa, we've seen such. We've not seen a manner of such in him. He will say this last year or 3 years back. He's saying the same thing this year. That is 5 years back. The message that he's sharing with people will be the same message. But then we've seen a lot of them. They will say this thing today. Just a couple of days later, they will change again. You wonder what kind of politicians we are having. People who will never honor their words. They will say this thing today.
Yeah, you mean inconsistency.
Yes. Yeah. So it's very important that we have more people like Halifa in our National Assembly. That will not be always saying yes to everything. Anything that comes, and then if you look at him also, anything that is not in for the interest of the people, Halifa is not always in for that. But then our National Assembly members or some of us, we will always consider our interests first above anything, and that's not the reason they are in that National Assembly. They are there to represent us. You cannot be there, I cannot be there. All of us cannot be in the National Assembly.
But we are
it's limited to people. That is why it is called the House of Representatives. They have to go there and represent us.
You are talking about something that is very important, Lamin, here. It all boils down to greediness, I think, sometimes. Because if people voted for you and take you to the assembly, and you are there, at the end of the day, you even forget about there are people I am representing. You are only there for your pocket, traveling, doing everything possible. And when the election comes again, you try to come back to people to convince them. But you said, likes of Halifa, they are very consistent in whatever they are doing. And that's what we need in the Gambia here. We need politicians who are genuine, who are ready to work for this country, who are ready to help this country, not politicians who will be there for their pockets. Let's take an example, Lamin. For instance, when the vehicles came, the pickups, those vehicles came to the assembly there for the deputies, we've seen all other parties, I think, they all were able to take that. I mean, they all were able to take those vehicles except Halifa. What is that telling What is that telling, Lamin?
You know, Halifa,
Mm-hmm.
I attended one of their press conferences.
Mhm.
Halifa said if he should win this election before election,
Mhm.
he said if he should form a coalition with any political party
Mhm.
and they happen to win the election,
Mhm.
the enjoyment is not going to stop at only them
Mhm.
or the sharing,
Mhm.
like what they used to do when we come together to form a coalition,
Mhm.
and then after winning the election,
Mhm.
we will decide on the positions.
Mhm.
You will be the president,
Mhm.
I will be the minister of this, somebody
Mhm.
will be the minister of this. Halifa said that's not how they are. If they should form a coalition with anybody,
Mhm.
this is not how they will work this time around.
Mhm.
This time around, the sharing will have to reach to the layman,
Mhm.
those that
Yeah.
voted in for them.
That man
This,
sitting at the village there.
yes, the sharing must reach to every individual
Mhm.
that voted, or whether you vote for them or not.
Mhm.
The sharing will reach to everybody. It's not going to be like you are the minister,
Mhm.
you are the people that are the head. So
Mhm.
when sharing,
Mhm.
you are the ones that will also going to get the positions.
Mhm.
He said that's not how their government is going to work.
Mhm.
And then he also said if he should win,
Mhm.
he will only serve for only 5 years. That is
Mhm.
one term.
Mhm.
Then he will resign and allow
Mhm.
another election to come in.
Mhm.
So it's just rather unfortunate that Gambians, we are not listening to Halifa Sllah that enough, or we might be listening to him, but then
It's not genuine.
it's not
It's
yes,
not genuine.
yeah.
Huh? You mean it's
Yeah,
not genuine?
I even came across a campaign on Facebook. It's not like a campaign, but then somebody wrote that anyone that lives in the provinces,
Mhm.
that is
Mhm.
2017,
Mhm.
and you were elected as a
Mhm.
National Assembly member
Mhm.
by your people,
Mhm.
you decided to come into the urban area, you
Mhm.
rented a house,
Mhm.
or you built a compound in
Mhm.
here,
Mhm.
and you migrated with your family, you everything you pack and then come here.
Mhm.
You've never visited your people.
Mhm.
They should not vote for you again. Anybody that has did something similar to this, nobody should vote for you. But then I was sitting in Bakau. There was a day some people came in, the National Assembly members. I don't even know them, because these are people that will never go to their communities after election. That's the hard fact.
Mhm.
During election,
Mhm.
it's common. Even our politicians, they are all the same.
They are all the
They will
same.
never go to the communities and check whatsoever is happening there. It's very few of them that will go back to their constituencies and then see what are the things that are happening in there. But then very few will do such thing. You come and pass with your parliamentarian or your representative, somebody that is representing your interest in the parliament. You don't even know the individual.
Yeah.
You cannot even recognize them, because what they are never in the community. They don't even interact with the people. They will only show up once they need your vote. And this has been the norm since our politicians, that those vying for the presidency, are doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Still now, it's everything boils down again. It's like a trickle down effect, like Mr. Juf used to say. From the presidents, those vying for the presidency, to the National Assembly, to the local government, you'll only see them when they need your vote. If you give your vote to them, that's all. You will never see them again. You come pass by them, you will not know if these are your representatives, those that are supposed to represent your interest. If you don't know my interest, you don't know what is affecting me in my community, how will you be able to go into the National Assembly and say these are some of the things that are affecting my people, my constituency? These are their needs. How are you? Though they are not there to provide our needs, that's not their role. But then they are supposed to
No,
enact or
but
implement
Lamin,
policies that are going to.
let me come in there. What you are trying to say here, Lamin, I think that one also is important, because if you have to help people, you cannot just got up one day and be a president, or one day and be a vice president like that. I think at village level, or constituency level, these people that are coming for positions, there should be people who are there volunteering for their communities, doing doing some other things for people there in the community, and they should be even recognized by people living in that community. How can you just sit there at the town there until the time of election and you try to come and convince people, vote for me, vote for me? I think it's becoming very common, Lamin, because a lot of I can see people going back to their villages. Like you said, some of them we are sitting here for a lot of maybe years, but they can go back and seek for people's vote. At the end of the day, when they are voted in, at the end of the day, what happened? They will not represent people's interest. So I think it's all, I mean, you are talking about honesty in general. That's what I'm seeing here. it's all about honesty. So it's also very important, but I think people should try to punish them. That's what I can put it. That's how I can put it. Because Lamin, definitely, if I am to vote for you and you are representing me, so you don't represent my vote, or you don't represent my voice, or you are not representing me genuinely. Next time, if you come to me, Lamin, again, you want a vote, I'll not vote for you. I'll try to vote for another person. I'll give chance to another person. So it's very important. What you are saying here is very important. Hani kabi mba fola mole iba number menko la pour kamabe nying kajato 794-9214 794-9214 Halifa Sallah ala resignation of kabo politiko kono mbole kachala jang hani kabi alse kumandiro kono la alla miro la faje lamin sang move demanding sa ngajele sain dindingol melbe na kam pour kana place holta assembly kono pour kana ila community constituency pour kana represent because kebale botaje right now thing anu ngalong sain abitala nyaming kebale bolaje le dindingol bina o nyamale o dindingol fan lamini simuna fono wole because it's very important men ka fintije akumata nyaming men fanan kana o fanan nyanta fen soto la nole mbe men fologol fane pour isa moyno
ya kuma bara le pour dinding ni ba wuli kan e ka jibero ke molla melan ko wolle be santo so it will fana melba kan nang we are encouraging them it's first going to their political parties melan ko wolle be fonko itel fenkela pour yena national assembly because some of them are going through the political parties, some are going through independent. So akuma bara pour ning political party melan ko albi selection okela alkana mol select melan ko you know what is happening in this country is they are selecting our parliamentarians through the work they are doing for the political party. That's how they are selecting them, and that's not how this selection should go. Those that are competent enough to be there, those are the people that we used to select them. But then you look at somebody and said this one has been working for the party for a very long time, and you know this individual
politics of compensation, huh?
Yes, we want to compensate.
Politics of compensation.
We want to compensate through giving him a position or him or her a position. That's not how these things should work. These are people that are representing the interests of the people. So it must not be every Tom, Dick, and Harry that has to go into the National Assembly. We have to look into these selection criteria and then select people that are competent enough to be able to serve the interests of the people, not those that will be given 500 assists and then they will say yes. Anything that comes on their way, they will just stamp on it and go on their way without critically looking into critically looking into the things.
Yeah.
Those that are not able to do that, they shouldn't allow those people to go in for our National Assembly election. So nil fana mealon ko ibnaka kuma battle pour for them to guard their integrity if they want to be the likes of Halifa Sllah. I even see that Jara also there are rumors that he should also resign or retired like Halifa Sllah did, but then he just released something that his age would not stop him from going into national
age doesn't
assembly.
matter.
Yes, his age doesn't matter. For him, what matters is if he has the ability to do the work or he can do the work, he is willing, and then the people that he's supposed to represent also voted for him, then nobody will stop him from going into the National Assembly. He will go and do whatsoever he's supposed to do. And that's supposed to be the spirit. So the young ones also that are coming up, coming off and let them try and guide jealously their integrity. It's very important. Akamuti nyale akamode dale. Ni keda fendi mela ko mela integrity guard back. Bikala ila career te jamfala. It will be very short because those monies mela ko minakang if you ni hawjira kata kodo noma. That anywhere you are, you first want to consider money. You will feel short. Ila career jamfala. So let us always give a deaf ear and then a blind eye to this money because akamola career tinyale. Nina te kodo dila andung. This is a place me alonko. It's very important. This is where our most important decisions are taking place. Things that will affect the lives of the people. Long term effect. It will have a long term effect on the people because 5 years Mol ka fala tariya la bara mon ke fenti fana me alon ko asudiyata. So ni be decision kala it should be based on decision me alon ko it's going to abe betala na kala fendi me alon ko it will be only their interest because for them maybe they might have some privileges over the ordinary citizens, but then that shouldn't make them to make decisions they will in the wrong run or even immediately will affect the people that have already entrusted you with that position in dealer. It ain't attack more you never care about them again. You just forget about it. Then you do anything that just favors you. So we are encouraging them also to at the National Assembly. God knows who will be there, but then anyone who finds himself there, him or herself there, you should try by all means and do what is supposed to be done.
Yeah, what is expected of you.
Yeah.
Lamin, we have this in from Standard. Some a person Albert Hobart has to write this, and Standard just published it. Very interesting piece that I will read here. It says Honorable Halifa Sallah did his adult life and what it will take many men to accomplish in many lives. He said a lot in the columns of Foroya, at symposia, a lecturer circuits, and on the political platform for People Democratic Organization for Independence and Socialism, the party he co-founded with like-minded Gambians. And he is something, a big man, not big in brown or wealth, but in ideas and what he represents. Halifa is a symbol of all that is good in Gambians. The conventional wisdom is politicians are immoral, unconscionable, unethical, unprincipled, and unscrupulous. But together with his friends, Halifa has shown through his words and actions for nearly 20 years that politicians can in fact serve as a conscience of their nation and be symbols of moral rectitude, integrity, conscientiousness, truth. He speaks and weighs his own of conviction, and he's a brave man who always speaks, even when few dares to speak, even at great dangers to his persons. This was the case during the Jame witch hunt, and Gambians will forever remain indebted to him for his role in managing the political impasse, giving birth to a new Gambia from the throes of Jame's dictatorships. In fact, one of the failures of Barrow's administration and the new Gambia is the premature in the run-up the December 2021 presidential election, which he contested. Halifa said, if he loses, he will be the last time. It will be the last time he will seek elective political office in the Gambia. He said more or less the same thing once before, but this time there is a finality to his tone and countenance. He loses and graciously concede and announces he was departing. It went on to say, last night during the final session of the current parliament, you have a call, Lamin, you can take that one. Oh, okay, I'll proceed. And it says, last night during the final session of the current parliament, like the good soldiers he blew his last reveal and bowed out. His colleagues, allies, and sparring partners alike read on their tables to acknowledge the sterling contribution of the Tukulor Jambar. He will be missed in the new parliament that will come into being after the 9 April polls. But we hope many more new Halifas will be in the new parliament because we need a vibrant legislature, people by men and women of time and caliber like Halifa Sallah for our democracy to thrive. Lami, how can you analyze this piece of writings?
Yes, I coming basically Abela for Halifa from starting to the end. I meant for Halifa la quarter drunk. There is no makeup among them for Jamia and Como Safole. You've never lay your hands on it. So akuma bara for them. Halifa la tab from our National Assembly. Coming baby world we hope we have more of him in the National Assembly. Candidate will so far. Hopefully if those people should be in our National Assembly, we will have effective outcomes of their proceedings, because they will always be there to say yes or no. Anything that comes you said yes, anything that comes you said yes. So we have more of Halifa Sllah in our National Assembly at Tatale, but then we hope to see more of his more people that will be coming. They will always be like him. Then they will always be on the right path. I better always.
Yes. I mean, after I say message all jube comment all do man jube more fana na miro mementi so ani kabi mane all ani kabi number mementi album call la all 7949214 7949214 kata min nabi ngalo na kuma ta bakele katung mumi alon ko ameta ka doko ke banko ele ameta ka banko dingol de male ameta ka banko funnin la kango ameta ka tankale kaje ko etama ameta ka presola masakunda kanne kabirin sala ora kerba jawala masakunda kono kanafo president ya jamela masakunda kono kanafo jim president nana baro la masakunda kono preso like kan kaje ko yelo kaje ko yelo funding kelie ka funding kel makoy ka pour kaje ko ka foire bay nyim banko kanjang oto kamala umo sifa nabe fonyola funsa kata Gambia ay kukindol melke ngol dolfo ngi banke bari nga kola do soto le jang hani bi. Assalamu alaikum badi. Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam wa rahmatullah. Almeri.
Badi todi mano ani ba komandiro la mentole.
Ngo Ibrahim la mbe komandiro la Sweden.
Yo iba komandiro la Sweden yo ite mune soto pour ka banke Halifa la poto.
Well Halifa xam nga rek tan la ko banku linken do lem hala banku lin diale ta itande doron. So ndang mi expect dal na ñi député ku dol mimbe i replace la at least ñanta kala ko Halifa ñol be ñamen non because alota la banko e pakele. So along yalong ko almost we talking about like 2 tickets 3 almost sanjitan saba abe banko la ñanto kelela. So nde ala kuma killing la ma wala kambalo pari during this campaign nako e wulu fo pare akono ye kibaya fo pare akono ye fa fo pare akono ala wodo dala kamma bakale Halifa ñol dol la alman sula député la mi bokk Halifa Sllah ñol si fali itol they are for they play their part. So sending the responding kelbul dal mi be la pala tala dal just am nga kana kunkilimo da maje na bankoje dunia beta kan bankol bita kan mul ma tay mo soto. So bari dalon ndolla banko kada nyam ngalen ka député tombo nyam député atele ko matani president o fangoti because ila luwa banko la kenyanta kata manyantol minna député la ko sa hali president fo buka ukeno amo sembo soto. So ate député kan luwa milande nyako ton kabla minno ma wala kana ate president fo govern. So be gambe dingol Gambianol mang kino masati ma tombonno e man carte fay pura e kanye fa tata e fonyo itala miro to abe Gambia cost la munela. Well, abe Gambia cost Gambia have a high price, and that can mean in terms of leadership overall net be from presidency down to for deputy for the last thing coming from Masakunda. Because people like Halifa, ikakumo from Mole, will be banko na fala well, but sometimes people don't listen to them. So ndenga banko je na banko bida ka nyamin ke balin boko Halifa Sllah nyol sifa like Usenu Dabo da expect dal ko pabile bo banko bondinola alon banko sometimes nin ko tara fadum da nyokono alka ke balle kuma ke balle to nyata sabatindi. Just let's take example from USA ngamin kuma the world superpower wala Donald Trump bije ko bata je Joe Biden wala siata hani Usenu Dabo but to min ke ala nyesanji dan tan kono people have seen it. So yalong keba ko ra kono ning dinno ndamal bu kamalu no nyola bal ni dunda yel fatara ko ra kono at least ko do bije kamal le ka kay amali nyati le wala. So ngamne it's high time pour na nyim mol min bije fanan value ngakali ikajafi mo hala malingo mantim hala malingo la malti but Halifa Sllah nyol sifa niyo ala bakante la lefton milon bi nintenga sambo sodono Halifa I will regain this place ko like again nintenga sodono bi ninga Halifa kan nanyum ko momay because people like Halifa Sllah Sidia Jata okay bal la program ibu haramadungo la falum fana ko lila so ni haramadungo la fa ko lila woto ikana haramadungo na faje mena Halifa na faje lale so well anyway dal I wish him all the best ala kato kele wande gane yala because mom yala ko san vote yine kuma da president samana minyalon ko ibe balla fo suuto kala ka bilol dol pass so gambe be ko ma patel ni tata dunia ko in terms of development so daga mo dale min na ngali fa news bal mo ni that's my contribution. So if you are okay well contribution bari dal dal Halifa Sllah ñol bi nga mo kakatale ni o ku yata bagala feel so bad ni o ku yata ala ko tonya ani Sidia Jala these two people I look upon them, they come my battle in Platole. So, can lose ni more Sifa, but in Gambele lose that. Halifa have nothing to lose. So, Halifa Nyol Sifa, politician on the Palula for one very cook Alabala Dunia, Kate Alalumen, Bari, Dol Banku, the Bentolmin to Patacono, Ali been to Lebeta Patakilomono. And Halifa Nyol, they will get access to Purkana to Babu and Kanaka Jara, and stuff like that. So, Dolfaro, you can do me like Kalote, Mamute. Ndolebina price njola kwa deke so nte wala mna contribution at anyway
baraka bake la contribution
no ata tona gambe tan albaka la kampake alla nyi spural ka fundinang kanyo sensitize ka kachara because banku kolem so do nyinno so atoli ano nyi ma fa online keep it up wish you all good luck
baraka bake from that call kon ala contribution o beti ara bakele bela boy hani kabi programo dal sambi mba kumfala saying ka akum fadu lambo woloto hani kabi mba program mun kan no nyawol honorable Halifa Sllah la nesunoti kabo politiko kono gambianol iba tentula iba jela e kolla minke gambianol ya ni gambia dingol at large mbokay li programme bi pour honorable Halifa Sllah la won ko xamantene mu ngi resign from active politics waaye fu mu nekk nii dañoo wrap up rek because time bi fu mu nekk nii is up waaye ñu ngi sant di gërëm everybody ñu nekk di follow nit ñi ak ko xamantene tamit contribute na ak ñu mënta contribute waaye ñu ngi follow programme bi te dañ dee follow Birr Gambia Show ñu ngi na santa di leen gërëm di leen wax ne jërë ngeen jëf. Thank you very much for your contribution.
wut fu muy fanaan ak kuy wut ku ko wétali xanaa delloo bunt gi war la naa bo kuy wut fu muy fanaan ak kuy wut ku ko wétali xanaa